Hello, everybody. This is Shane Lambert. I'm taking a look at some betting lines again today. I'll be doing this daily for a while here. I just want to see if I can get a followance to some of these little talk shows here. And today, a betting line I wanted to highlight in a couple minutes is one with Betway Sportsbook in their tennis section. So, going to tennis. Changing market to specials. (2017) specials. I like this betting line right here. Djokovic and Murray to meet in a final of any Grand Slam in 2017. Now this special, let's read it carefully. Djokovic and Murray to meet in a final of any Grand Slam in 2017. So, of course, the operative words are the two players. We're talking about Djokovic and Murray. They have to meet in a final, not just in the Grand Slam, but of any Grand Slam in 2017. So at this point, it's May 3rd. There's 3 Grand Slams left. There's the French Open coming up later this month. There's Wimbledon next month. And then later in the late summer, there's going to be the U.S. Open. If you bet yes on this line, you would need Djokovic and Murray to meet in the final of one of those 3 tournaments. If you bet no at 4-5, you would need them not to meet. Now, there's a couple important points with that. On the no side, they could meet in a semifinal. Or in a previous round, even though that would be unlikely. But they could meet in a semifinal, and it wouldn't cancel out the no side of the bet. Now, a couple important points. Firstly, Djokovic and Murray are not playing that well up to their normal standard, at least that is in 2017. And we're 4 months in. It's not a short-term trend or anything like that. Murray had his strong tennis at the end of last year that got him to the number 1 ranking. He hasn't really gotten back to that. Djokovic, of course, he won Doha, but he didn't win the Australian Open like he almost always does. Indian Wells, Miami, no title. And he's been not an easy out in every tournament, but certainly not up to his old self. The chances of Djokovic and Murray winning 6 matches each. That's what it would take. They'd have to win 6 matches each in the same Grand Slam for the yes side to hit. There's reason to be skeptical of that happening now, just due to all their losses. Let's take a look at going to the ATP website so we can have a look at their records and schedules so far this year, just so you get an idea that they're not the same locks to make a final that they used to be, especially both of them making the same final. So here we are at Andy Murray's webpage, taking a look at what he's done. Of course, he's not bad. It's 15-5. He does have 1 title. But there's also a loss to Vasek Pospisil. There's a loss to Albert Ramos Vinolas. And most recently, he lost to Dominic Thiem in Barcelona. Switching over to number 2, Novak Djokovic. This is the important player to look at, in my opinion. I do think Murray might turn things on, but of course Djokovic's not playing bad either. He's 14-4, but there's a recent loss to David Goffin. Lost to Nick Kyrgios twice. Lost to Denis Istomin at the Australian Open. Everybody remember that. And of course he won Doha to start the year. So, he's a hard player to take to win 6 straight matches, plus Murray winning 6 straight matches in the same tournament, which is the relevance of the betting line. But one key point with Djokovic in the betting line here is the rankings breakdown. Now, Djokovic, it says right here, he's got 8,085 ranking points. A lot of those are at risk during the balance of the clay court season. So we look at Madrid. He won last year. He's got 1,000 points to defend, ranked up in 5 days here. In Rome, he did not win last year, but he made the final. Add another 600 points. He's got 1,600 points to defend in the next 10-12 days here. And then at Roland Garros, he's got another 2,000 points to defend. So he's got 3,600 ranking points to defend in the next month. So those probably won't affect his seeding at Roland Garros, but it'll affect his seeding at Wimbledon and the US Open if he doesn't defend a fair amount of those. So he's the number 2 seed by ranking going into Grand Slams right now. He'll probably be that at the French Open. He might not be, but he'll probably. He might not be that at Wimbledon and at the US Open. Now that's important because, of course, right now Murray's the 1 seed and Djokovic would be the 2 seed. They would be on opposite ends of the draw, which would make an appearance in the final the only way they could possibly meet in a tournament. But it's possible that if Djokovic drops down to a 3 seed or a 4 seed while Murray stays as a 1 or 2, which I think he will because of he was a late year guy last year, not the middle year guy. They could end up on the same half of the draw in Wimbledon and in the US Open. So that betting, going back to the bet, the no side, they could meet, just not in the final. So I'm taking a look at this and I'm seeing pretty good value on the no side, and it's a betting line I would like to highlight for tennis punters today. So that's with Betway Sports. You go to their tennis section, specials, 2017 specials, Djokovic and Murray to meet in the final of any Grand Slam. This date right here, that's the settle date. They'll probably settle it before then. That looks like more the end of season date, plus a couple weeks. But the US Open, that's when this betting line would end. Djokovic and Murray to meet in a final of any Grand Slam in 2017, no, at 4-5.